Okay, so boundaries is literally your theme of the month, possibly even the theme of this first half of the year in 2026, whenever you're seeing this message. Boundaries, okay? Saying no when you mean like you say no instead of saying yes. Telling clients, okay, your time's up. When it's time up, it's time up. Like, there's no iffy with it. The empathicness inside of you needs boundaries, because that's what stops you draining and stops you resenting. And if you're not careful, that spillage, that overleak, that's what then affects your health, and that makes you mentally have like a breakdown. Okay, this is also part 2, you guys, so if you haven't checked out part 1, go to my profile, the video will be there somewhere. Wow, okay, so you guys are my kings. You guys, doesn't matter what gender you are, you could be my feminines, highly masculine. You've mastered your masculinity, which means you've mastered your logic. You are highly intellectual. You've mastered your strategy. You know how to think for yourself. You know how to work for yourself. You know how to be the boss energy. You've mastered this. You've mastered your coin. You know how to get your bag. Okay, this is a very specific message, you guys. It's not for everybody, but you still haven't mastered boundaries. Boundaries fall in the feminine. When we look at the masculine feminine dynamics, even in the biological world of gender, it's the woman that sets the standard and decides what type of man she invites into her life, into her body, into everything. And we receive, right? But before we receive, we have an energetic standard, a physical standard, all of the things. They're all standards. And then when a standard gets crossed, we're like, nah, I'm not happy with that. There's a boundary that gets placed. And if it doesn't, it gets crossed. So some of you are literally learning to go into your feminine a bit more, because you've mastered this masculine of just like hustle, 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 do, but then you spill into over giving because you're highly generous as well, right? This is the King of Wands. King of Wands for me represents Leo. It's a fire energy. You're very passionate, you're very giving, and it's good to give. It's good to give, but it's good to give with solid boundaries in place. People need to know that you're a stone and where the line is, so that it doesn't get crossed. And when it does get crossed, there's consequences, right? So if you're afraid of setting them, or you don't know how to set them, this is literally the work that I've been doing with my clients. And with the king here, this is intellect. This is the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is somebody, again, like I said, you're very logical, but when we want to set boundaries, we need to come out of logic and we need to feel into our body, what our body is trying to tell us. That's the feminine. That's the feminine energy that's speaking to you. That's intuition. So if you don't know how to connect deeper and really decipher what is your intuition trying to tell you right now, that's the type of mentorship, that's the type of spaces you want to start getting yourself into. You don't need more strategy rooms. You need feminine rooms, okay? You need to get access to that. And this is the theme for you as well. So we've got the Hierophant, which is literally the lesson's been learned, you guys. The lesson here has been learned with your masculine, and now it's time to pivot to the other side. You know this. That's what you're here to do, because we've got Temperance. Temperance is all about balance. She's literally got these 2 elements, and it's like, how do we balance them? The 2 cups, feminine, masculine, logic and intuition. We need both, especially those of you who are leaders and your business owners, right? We need both. Like, I'm a very logical being, but I'm also a very intuitive being. I know when I'm out of balance. I know when which one is communicating to me, and I embody that. Like, people see that, people feel that energy is felt, right? I'm getting like a side message of, how do you know when it's time to move into the feminine? You'll feel it. It's an energetic thing. You'll start to feel like excited about the feminine, because there can be a time, and we've got this happiness card, there can be periods where when you're so in this strategy building, that brings you joy, that brings you happiness, right? When it's time to pivot, you kind of recognize it in your body. Something doesn't feel good, something feels off, something's misaligned. That's usually your sign you're overdoing it in one corner. And so what my job is literally to bring you back into balance, so you know actually each day can be balanced. You don't have to have this extreme just strategy and then extreme just feminine. It's like, no, it doesn't need to work that way. We can work with building in every single day the masculine and the feminine and the masculine, right? You can have days where you just have feminine completely. That's also okay. You get to decide that. But what we don't want is this extreme where you've been so heavily in this king energy of just hustle and grind and doing, and you're burning your body out in the process. And this is where it's like, it's time to break that cycle. This Aries and this Gemini transits that are happening in the sky that are going to be affecting every single one of us. This is the time to really break the cycle, because it's an energy that's new. You're not going to have felt this type of energy before, okay? I'm a Gemini rising as well, so I will literally feel the Uranus transits. I'm an early Aquarius moon in the 2-degree sign as well, so I'm going to be feeling these signs massively. Like, I felt it last year early, so I know what I'm channeling here. I know the type of energy. It's very electric, it's very light, but also you want to keep yourself grounded and anchored in, because it can be very all over the place. Fire just wants to burn everything to the ground, right? Where's the groundedness going to come from? It's going to come from within, from your intuition. So you want to get practicing that. And learning to say no is going to be so, so important. I'm just going to pull a few more just to see, because I'm kind of curious, like, what is it about this this shift that you're going to make. Like, what is it about these boundaries that are so important, and where is it guiding you? Go to the next part, you guys, part 3.